Here's Homer getting his marching orders from Mr. Burns.
Relax, Simpson. I just brought you in here for a friendly hello. And goodbye. You're fired.
And here's Peter feeling the pinch at the Pawtucket Brewery.
Oh no, I dropped my pencil.
Oh, I'll get it for you.
Yeah, this is gonna work out just fine.
Imagine having to deal with that on a daily basis. Homer and Peter have tough jobs, make no mistake. But which one of them has it worse? Well, that's where I come in, because today I'll be going through 5 different categories from safety to stress level, playing job inspector to find out whose job will have you counting down the days till retirement. So let's start by seeing how much both guys make and the benefits they're afforded. Homer's first up to bat, and luckily we do see how much he makes in the episode Much Ado About Nothing.
A perfect day. 0 bears and 1 big fat hairy paycheck. Hey, how come my pay is so low? Bear patrol tax $5. What?
We see that Homer works a total of 40 hours a week and after taxes is on $362.19, which is right around $9 an hour in net pay terms. That might not sound like a lot, but this was back in 1995, so that's the equivalent of $18 an hour today. Yearly, that works out to about $18,833 after tax, or $39,040 in today's money. Considering how tight Mr. Burns is, that ain't a bad rate. There are some benefits to working for Monty too, like the annual physical.
This can't be right. This man has 104% body fat. Hey, no eating in the tank.
The result of the physical isn't exactly the best news in the world. It looks like all these years of working with radioactive material has made him sterile.
Take a look at this sperm sample from his recent physical. Now, compare this with a normal sperm sample.
Part of me thinks Smithers just wanted Burns to look at his sample. Anyway, forced sterilization is a huge problem and Homer could sue them for millions. Don't worry, that's where the handy-dandy Montgomery Burns Award comes in. Basically, to stop Homer from scalping him, Burns is going to pay Homer some hush money.
Ah, Simpson, you big virile son of a gun. How would you like a check for $2,000?
Would I?
Yep, under Homer's nose, Monty pretends he's won an award and gets him to sign away all of his rights to ever suing the company for his lazy sperm.
Please.
You know you won.
Don't jinx it.
The winner, Homer Simpson.
Oh my God! I win!
It might not be $1 million, but having an entire award ceremony thrown for you is a pretty nice work perk. To go along with the medicals the plan offers, there is medical insurance as well. We see Homer use it in season 2 when he buys Demoxenol.
I'd like to charge that demoxenol stuff to my health insurance.
Look, buddy, I don't know who put you up to this, but no insurance plan in this state covers something as frivolous as Demoxenil. Meet me in the alley in 15 minutes.
It's basically medicine that regrows Homer's hair. It works like a charm, but when Smithers finds out what he's done, he uses it to try and fire him.
What do you want?
Oh, just thought I'd drop by to tell you that you're fired.
What?
Our company does not look kindly upon $1,000 worth of insurance fraud.
Luckily, Carl steps in to help him there, but it's not exactly the greatest perk in the world if you can't use it. Another time you can say Homer benefited from working at the plant is when he wanted to work from home, so he gained a buttload of weight. As soon as Homer hits the threshold to be classified as disabled, the plant wastes no time in installing a workstation in his house so he can carry on his job.
Pleased to dedicate this remote work terminal. It will allow our safety inspector here to perform his duties from home. And so, excelsior to you, Mr. What's the name of this gastropod?
Simpson, sir, one of your chair moisteners from Sector 7G.
Yes, Simpson!
There's also a union at the plant. They put together a yearly list of conditions they want Burns to meet. But in the last exit to Springfield, Mr. Burns realizes he's had enough of bowing to his workers.
We'll take on that greedy union, and we'll get back our...
Taking away the dental plan now couldn't come at a worse time for Homer because it turns out Lisa needs braces.
Need braces.
Oh no, I'll be socially unpopular. More so. Are you sure, Doctor?
Well, judge for yourself. Here's Lisa today. Without treatment, here's what she'll look like at age 11, age 14, age 17, and finally, age 18.
Sure, she might need braces, but is it really going to be that bad? Anyway, back at work, in exchange for giving up the dental plan, Burns offers his workers a keg of cold beer, and while usually Homer would be delighted, he realizes he's been played.
If we give up our dental plan, I'll have to pay for Lisa's braces. People, stop! We can't give up our dental plan. Lenny, without the dental plan, you wouldn't have that diamond in your tooth.
Yoink!
He rallies the troops to fight against Burns and demands that they get their dental plan back. In the meantime, Lisa has to settle for some super cheap braces while she watches her dad lead a strike.
So will March Day
by the big cooling tower. They have the plans, but we have the power.
Despite Burns' efforts to bend his workers to his will, they don't give up, and under Homer's leadership, he has no choice but to reinstate their dental plan.
You can have the dental plan on one condition. You must resign as head of the union.
Woohoo!
Smithers, I'm beginning to think that Homer Simpson was not the brilliant tactician I thought he was.
So that's more or less the pay and benefits of working at Springfield's nuclear power plant. Well, now it's time to head over to New England to see what pay is like if you work at a brewery.
Boy, this place sure has changed since Pawtucket Pat sold it.
So this is where you'll be working, Mr. Griffin. And I should mention, employees are welcome to free Pawtucket Ale. We just ask that you don't drink during your shift.
That won't be a problem, sir.
Great. Well, I'll be right back with your ID badge. Mr. Griffin, what happened to your pants?
Now, unlike with Homer, we don't actually see one of Peter's paychecks, so we're gonna have to do a bit of research to figure out his pay. He works in the shipping department of the brewery, so he's most likely a shipping clerk, and the average salary for that job is about $45K pre-tax, which is about $36K post-tax. By the way, I totally count free beer as a benefit, but after that display, he's on a strict no-drink policy.
To the shipping department.
Oh, come on!
This is your new supervisor, Angela.
Mr. Griffin, we have different rules here. For starters, no drinking, period. We start work at 7 a.m. sharp.
Just like Homer and Simpson and Delilah, Peter gets a promotion. After the brewery's forklift driver dies, he takes over the mantle and is given a 5% raise.
Griffin, I actually came to tell you that you're being promoted to forklift operator.
Really? That's awesome!
Yep, Frank retired, and since you're already required to wear a helmet here, which, by the way, put on your helmet.
Oh, sorry.
Anyway, the job is yours, which means you'll be receiving a 5% raise.
Wow, a raise!
He takes his new role as a forklift driver a bit too seriously, though, and starts forklifting everything. He then uses the truck to chug a whole silo worth of booze. It causes him to pass out and drive through a wall.
So, as you can see, sales are going very well.
Griffin, you're fired!
Hey, while you're still covered by the company health insurance, you better use it, Petey. So on the whole, Pete's job isn't as well paid as Homer's, and it doesn't have as many benefits either. Or at least we don't see them in the show. Like, sure, there may be a dental plan from the Pawtucket Brewery, but I can only go off the evidence I'm given. So in terms of pay and benefits, Homer's job wins this one. One of the most important aspects of any job is who you work with. If you get an idiot or a jerk as your colleague, work is a nightmare. If you get someone you get along with, it can be a breeze. So let's take a look at who Homer's got working alongside him. The main duo that comes to mind are Lenny and Carl.
Oh, that's my degree in nuclear physics. I'm sure you all have one.
Oh, yeah. Carl and I each have a master's. Of course, old Homer, he didn't need a degree. He just showed up the day they opened the plant.
I didn't even know what a nuclear panner plant was.
But not only Homer's work pals, there's some of Homer's best pals. When they're not chatting it up at work, they're down at Moe's Tavern having a pint of suds.
I can't sell you no beer till 2 p.m. on account of it's Sunday.
Huh? If you can't sell beer, what are Lenny and Carl doing here?
Huh? Oh, we're just watching the sun move across the sky.
When it gets to here, we can drink again.
They're also pretty handy to have around, seeing as they're stone cutters.
Hey, how come you guys got better chairs than me?
It's a secret.
Oops, didn't mean to spill your secret there, guys. The Stonecutters are essentially a cult group that opens doors for other members in society. So Lenny and Carl get fancy chairs. They have the best parking spaces, and they don't have to pay for soda. Homer figures this out, and then he joins the club. And it's always been who you know and not what you know. Thanks to Lenny and Carl, he lives the high life. Until they kick him out because he's Homer, but that's a story for another day. Let's move on to a couple of the one-off colleagues he's dealt with over the years, this time someone of the opposite sex, Mindy.
I'd like you to meet your new co-worker, Mindy Simmons. I think she has a degree in engineering or something.
Hi, how's it going?
Oh, pleased to meet you.
Hi.
She seems great, but the problem Homer has with Mindy is, well, he's got the hots for her.
Homer, what's the matter?
Ain't you never seen a naked chick riding a clam before?
Gotta go.
To make matters worse, they've also got a ton in common.
Eating.
Hey, my favorite, raspberry swirl with a double glaze.
Double glaze.
To protect his marriage and avoid anything awkward at work, Homer tries his best to avoid Mindy, but as fate would have it, he gets paired with her to go and work in Capital City, where they share a hotel room.
Long chili dog.
Luckily, Homer doesn't go through with any funny business, and he tells Mindy where his head is at. She understands he's a happily married man, and she eventually leaves the company, so it was just a workplace fling. She's not the only temporary colleague of Homer's, though. There's also Frank Grimes, but he's the total opposite of Mindy.
You're eating my special dietetic lunch.
Huh? Oh, I'm sorry.
The bag was clearly marked. Please be more careful in the future.
Check.
Frank watches Homer and realizes he's everything that's wrong with America. Underqualified and overpaid. He can't believe Homer is in a better position in life than he is.
That irresponsible oaf? A man who by all rights should have been killed dozens of times by now?
316 times by my count.
That's the man who's in charge of our safety. Boggles the mind.
It's best not to think about it.
He begins to hate Homer to the point where he kind of goes insane. After seeing his way of doing things is getting him nowhere, he pretends to be Homer, and it has a pretty shocking result.
I'm the worst worker in the world. Time to go home to my mansion and eat my lobster. What's this? Extremely high voltage. Well, I don't need safety gloves because I'm Homer Simpson.
Aside from colleagues, work is made or broken by how good your boss is, and while on the whole Homer's coworkers are good, Mr. Burns is one of the worst bosses in fiction. We've already seen what he did with the dental plan. He cut off the entire town's electricity to force his workers back on the job. Well, here he is forcing Lenny to do some stupid game to save his job.
Okay, let's make this sporting, Leonard. If you can tell me why I shouldn't fire you without using the letter E, you can keep your job.
Okay. I'm a good work guy.
You're fired.
But I didn't say.
You will.
He didn't even say the letter E, and he still fired him. There are some times when Burns shows he has a heart, though, like in Simpson and Delilah. Anyone else would have fired Homer for the fraud he committed. Burns turns the other cheek.
I, too, know the sting of male pattern baldness. That's why I'm giving you your old job back.
What? Oh, thank you.
Oh, now get out of here before I reconsider.
Plus, how mean of a boss can you be when you let Homer keep his job at the plant? I mean, all the guy does is eat and sleep all day. Not really cost-effective having him around. Obviously, he's more bad than he is good, but I think there's some nice layers to Monty. That's the general social structure of the workplace in Springfield covered. How about in Quahog? The first colleague of Peter's on our list to look at is Opie.
This is your coworker, Opie. He is a burden of the state, deemed unfit for mainstream society. He is your superior.
As you can see, Opie is, he's Opie, and he's a little strange to say the least.
He said he wants you to put your finger in his mouth. If you value your job, I'd do it.
Ow! He bit me!
Mr. Griffin, although I may not fully understand Opie's management style, he has proven himself a more competent employee than you. So, in my absence, you will listen to him.
So that's Peter's manager? I mean, no hate to the guy, and I know Peter isn't the smartest guy in the world, but really? Opie manages to get the job done somehow, but he's kind of always watching. And speaking of watching, when Lois comes to work to cover for Peter, Peter and Lois get it on in the office while Opie watches.
Lois, wait. Opie's right there.
I want him to look, Peter.
I'd run out of there too, Opie. He has a good run with the company, but sadly Opie's time with the Pawtucket Brewery comes to an end in season 10 when he's fired for,
Hey, what's going on? You going somewhere? You got fired? Why? Oh, well, it's no wonder they finally caught you doing that in here. I mean, the underside of your desk looks like Carl's Bad Caverns.
After he packs his things and heads out, Opie's replaced by a deaf woman called Stella.
Griffin, say hello to Opie's replacement, Stella.
Nice to meet you.
Well, what is this? We doing a new secret handshake now?
No, Griffin, she's deaf.
Oh, can she read lips?
Yes, I can.
So if I do this, I can talk about what a sweet rack she has?
And boy, Peter's pretty entertained by her. He spends most of Stella's first day testing to see if her other senses are stronger.
Are your other senses better on account of you can't hear? Like, can you smell my farts before they even come out? Because I got one in the pocket right now, and I want to know if I need to feel self-conscious about it.
At least he's asking the important questions. Stella and Peter get on fine. They're not going to be best buds, but they do their jobs and are civil. The final colleague we're going to talk about of Peter's is probably his closest friend at work, and that's Fawad. You know, the guy who helped Peter understand sarcasm.
Nice day we're having.
Oh, yes!
What?
He said nice day, but he covered with rain.
So?
So he said this when your brain know it's not really nice day.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yes, he said the opposite. It's funny.
Yeah, I get it. Nice day.
Oh!
The elephant in the room, though, or should I say the office, is Angela, Peter's boss. She's not evil like Mr. Burns. She's just a bit of a nagger who has some wandering hands.
Oh, no. I dropped my pencil.
Oh, I'll get it for you.
Yeah, this is gonna work out just fine.
After seeing Peter without his glasses on, she suddenly finds him super attractive. So much so that she's... assaults him, as you just saw, and gives him a whole new uniform.
Why am I the only one who has to wear denim shorts?
Because you're the only one who looks this good in them. Damn, Griffin, you fill those out nicely.
And when he doesn't go along with her perverted games, she threatens to fire him.
Is there a dusty gas station and a Diet Pepsi machine in your office?
Because your car broke down and you need to wipe a cold soda on your neck to cool off.
Well, maybe I don't need to cool off.
Maybe you don't need to be employed.
She even starts harassing him outside of work hours.
Why are you calling me at home?
I want to hear you breathe. Breathe into the phone for me, Griffin.
What?
Shh, don't talk. Just breathe. It turns me on.
The character was sadly killed off in season 17, not long after her real-life voice actor Carrie Fisher died. So to replace her, Peter and that brewery need a new boss, or should I say, bosses, because Bert and Sheila step in to take over Angela's reigns.
Attention, everyone. Do not adjust your TV sets. We are an interracial couple. I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Bert, and this is my lovely wife, Sheila.
Two sets of disappointed parents right there.
Believe it or not, they got the job because the brewery's shareholders love the song Ebony and Ivory. I'm not joking. They're pretty good bosses, too. They're anti-confrontation and are pretty new age, like the time Peter came out as a transgender, and they were more than inclusive.
Get the conversation and just pose for the picture. By the way, Tony, I'm sorry your wife was shot by Donald Trump's children.
Hi.
Peter.
It's
me.
Sheila.
And
me.
Bert.
If anything, you could say they're quite friendly. You know, don't call me boss, call me your friend type deal. Well, it wasn't long before they were replaced, too. In season 20, they were replaced by this guy.
Preston Lloyd, the new manager of the brewery and your boss.
Is that true?
Yes. And I've been charged with improving brewery productivity.
I guess the pally-pally approach from Bert and Sheila didn't work out, so they've got the world's biggest stick in the mud to take things over.
That's how you say productivity in 11 different languages, which, in hindsight, was not a productive use of time.
He's anti-fun, anti-good times, boring, Mr. Jobsworth. I think on the whole, Homer's work situation is better than Peter's from a special standpoint. He's got his best pals in Lenny and Carl, and while his boss may be a supervillain, Homer usually survives. Peter, on the other hand, has to be micromanaged by a creep who's into him, or forced to do some weird stuff that Opie wants him to do, or be pushed around by a numbers-mad bore. That being said, though, if Bert and Sheila were around for another couple of years, I might give you guys a different answer. Moving on. A job doesn't feel like a job unless you know it's secure. Like, you can work, but having that peace of mind is what makes someone's work-life balanced. So which one of the boys' jobs is more secure? Well, I can tell you that both of them have been fired from their jobs before. Homer a total of 8 times, and Peter just 4. Homer first probably lost his job in season 3 when some Germans took over the plant.
We have completed our evaluation of the plant. We regret to announce the following layoffs, which I will read in alphabetical order. Simpson, Homer, that is all.
Then we see him getting fired in season 9 after he nearly burns down the plant and lies to Mr. Burns about how long he's worked there.
Why did you think you could lie to me?
It's my first day.
Well, why didn't you say go woo?
Most recently, Homer loses his job in season 30 after he crashes his car into Monty's office. I mean, you can't really argue with him getting fired for this.
You can have a Fabergé egg. I have the only Fabergé chicken.
Aside from firing Homer, Mr. Burns is known for having a trigger finger with other employees. I mean, he just lays people off for the thrill of it.
Well, even so, sir, we could stand to lay off a few employees.
Oh, very well. Lay off him. Better keep the egghead.
Peter, on the other hand, was first fired by Angela when he tried to get out of having with her.
Griffin, you have with me or you're fired.
Fine, fire me. I'm through being harassed by you.
We've already seen the time he got fired for that forklift fiasco, so most recently he got the boot when Cleveland steps into the brewery after losing his mailman job, and he's pretty good.
I need you to clear your things out of your office. Cleveland is going to need more room to perform his managerial duties.
Whoa. In terms of wider layoffs, we don't have any Mr. Burns-type shenanigans, but we know that Opie lost his job, Bert and Sheila lost their jobs, and Peter's been fired 4 times. But by far, I think in terms of your average worker, Peter's job is overall safer. I think Homer's just had some dumb luck go his way over the years, mainly with being rehired 8 times. Something else you gotta factor into things is how stressful your job is. Sometimes the money isn't worth the stress. Homer doesn't really have a choice, though. He's got a young family to provide for. He's responsible for an entire nuclear power plant safety without having any training to back it up. So one of the most stressful times of the year for him is when the regulators come in to test his skills. Usually he's hidden under the basement with the rest of the drones, but you can't hide from the safety inspector forever, and in season 5, he's put to the test.
Homer, this is an exact replica of your workstation.
Now we're going to simulate a power surge in core sector 8.
I mean, he's worked at the plant for a few decades. Don't you think he'd have picked something up by now?
What do I do? In the name of God, you've got to tell me.
Relax, it's just a simulator. Nothing can go wrong.
Just poke blindly at the controls until they let you go.
Come on, Homer. It's just a simulation. Don't get so stressed. Calm down. Do your thing.
Can't be happening!
Oh, and he did his thing all right. He nearly turned Springfield into Chernobyl. That's just in a simulation, too. Do you guys remember what Homer does in an actual emergency?
Oh! A 513. That got it.
As well as not being good at the job, Homer's got to deal with the stress of having Burns as a boss. Sure, like I said, he's been lucky until now, but it doesn't mean he doesn't have to watch his step. Plus, when he was having problems with his heart, work made it 100 times worse.
Relax, Simpson. I just brought you in here for a friendly hello. And goodbye. You're fired.
His work literally gives him a heart attack. Well, that and not understanding big words.
Your indolence is inefficacious.
Huh?
That means you're terrible!
So the constant walking on eggshells for Homer is pretty stressful, I'd say. It's a toxic work culture that's built on fear. Obviously, Peter doesn't have the same level of risk and danger attached to his job, but there's also a toxic work culture over at the brewery, surrounding the Employee of the Month award.
Opie will not be receiving Employee of the Month because he's being promoted.
Oh, yes! That means I'm Employee of the Month!
No, you're not, Griffin. I'm giving it to Soundwave.
So I can just put my stuff anywhere?
So you're telling me they are snubbing Peter, who's a real person, for a new, higher transformer? What's the point in trying at all if that's how they want to play the game? Obviously, we've already looked at it in detail, but probably the biggest stress factor for Petey is how creepy and predatory Angela's been over the years. It's kind of like a pendulum swing from one side to the other. At first, she wouldn't even blink if someone told her that Peter died, all the way to her becoming basically an obsessed fangirl, and Peter's got to deal with that. Another thing to mention is the change at the top of the business, too. Having a new boss is a stressful thing. You want to impress them, you want to make sure you're in their good books, and Peter's had to do that a total of 3 times in a short space of time. I'd argue that under Preston Lloyd, it's maybe the most stressful working environment yet.
Wow, this place is sad. I'm one of the skinniest guys here.
See what I mean? Peter's that worried about his job that he has his friends hide away from his boss. Not exactly a perfect working environment now, is it? I think both jobs are stressful in their own right, but for me, it has to be Homer who's got the more stressful position. People's lives are in his hands, and he knows nothing. He's faking it until he makes it. Whereas Peter is just working and shipping. Anyone can pick that up. And while the relationship with others is what costs him, I'd still rather work in Peter's place than in Homer's, from a stress perspective anyway. Speaking of work environments though, as well as having it as stress-free as possible, you gotta make sure that your workplace is safe, especially if you know you're working at a nuclear power plant, for crying out loud. But Springfield's plant is anything but safe. There's leaks in the roof.
So, we cannot overemphasize the importance of employee safety. We plan to have some frank discussions with your safety inspector.
Yeah, talk it to him, horse.
Hey, Homer.
The employee cafeteria is directly next to the reactor core.
We place this last donut in the reactor core, exposing it to radiation, thereby making it big.
Yeah, it worked on my hand. Oh, wait, it's this hand. Whoa!
Oh, and the fact that anyone can access the core. Plus, that guy just admitted that the plant caused one of his hands to grow abnormally large. Man, you know things are bad when a literal dog is better at being a safety inspector than Homer is.
Core meltdown in 10 seconds. 9, 8. Meltdown averted. Good boy.
If you look closely behind Mr. Burns, you can see Lenny fast asleep on a hammock right next to an open barrel of toxic waste. When you're not worrying about being radioactively poisoned or blown up by Homer, you gotta worry about rogue vials of acid just laying around.
You idiot! You nearly drank a beaker full of sulfuric acid!
On top of all this, we've already seen Homer become sterile due to his job and nearly blowing up the entirety of Springfield thanks to a rogue donut. Honestly, I could do an entire video on the dangers of working at Springfield's nuclear power plant alone. On the other side of the safety coin, we got Peter's job at the brewery, and all things considered, it's pretty safe. Well, in comparison to Homer's job anyway. The time it really got ropey was when he was promoted to forklift driver and spent most of his time racing around in the truck. After he chugs the beer, we know he pummels through the brewery wall and ends up getting fired. So like Homer, the biggest safety concern in his job is himself. That's kind of downplaying things though, especially in Homer's job, because Burns is massively going against rules and regulations no matter how incompetent Homer is. I mean, look at this.
I think it's full, sir.
That's ridiculous. The last tree held 9 drums.
So for me, I think the safest job out of the two goes to Peter, hands down. Homer's got to put up with a potential mutation. All Peter's got to worry about is if Angela has cameras in the John. And with that, I think we got enough evidence now to crown the official worst job out of these two, which goes the way of Homer Simpson. Now, I know what you're thinking. Objectively, Peter hates his job at the brewery more, but from our categories today, his job is safer, it's more secure, and less stressful. Sure, Homer's got some good old colleagues and it pays slightly more, but the stress and just how unsafe the place is does play a huge part for me here. In fact, I'd go as far as saying if it was like 20% more safe, I'd have said Homer had the better job, but it's not, so Peter Griffin, you got the better job. Just stay away from the forklifts. As always, guys, thank you all for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, then why not stick around and click the video that just popped up on screen right about now. I'll catch you all over there. Go on, I know you want to.